In 1995, Dr. John Veltheim introduced BodyTalk, an amazingly simple and extremely effective form of healthcare that allows the body's energy systems to be resynchronized so it can operate as nature intended.
A fantastic shift in medicine. The public really likes alternative techniques. They are excited about having difficult medical problems dealt with in often very simple and easy ways. They're just totally surprised that medicine can be so simple.
By 2007, the BodyTalk system was being taught and used in more than 30 countries around the world.
BodyTalk is a profound form of medicine, and so we have a responsibility to really learn about it so that we can offer them what they want.
With medical doctors and other healthcare professionals employing BodyTalk's amazing techniques to seek the source of problems and stimulate the body's innate ability to heal itself.
There is a lot more science behind these alternative techniques than people realize. It's often said that they aren't mainstream because there's no scientific basis for them. But there is.
It is a scientific fact that all the body's systems, cells, and atoms are in constant communication with each other at all times.
I have so many stories that I would consider really, literally miraculous healings. I mean, in some sense, when I talk about BodyTalk to people, they ask, well, how does it work and what do you like about it? One of the ways I summarize it is say, well, actually these days my work is easier than ever. I do a very easy technique because it is easy to do, and I watch miracles. But probably the most moving experience I've had as a practitioner was doing a BodyTalk session on a 3.5-year-old autistic girl, and she had pretty strong autism. She was very withdrawn from the world. She just didn't engage at all. She didn't make eye contact with anybody. And I ended up doing BodyTalk and determined through the protocol that the only balancing technique to do was what we call the cortices balancing, getting the two sides of the brain to function together. It takes literally about 1 minute to perform the balancing with the tapping and everything. And that was the end of session for this little girl. And it ended up being she went from instantly from having no eye contact whatsoever, is that when I went to leave about 20 minutes later, she actually gave me a hug. And I cried, her parents cried, because it was the first social interaction she'd ever made. And months later, without any more BodyTalk, she was actually speaking, she was outgoing, she was engaging, she was flirting. And it was just this enormous change in intellectual ability and sociability and just engaging with the world. And it was from literally a 1-minute BodyTalk session. And I've had lots of miracle stories, but that one still sits at the top for me.
Through exposures to the stresses of day-to-day life, however, these lines of communication can become compromised, leading to a decline in physical, emotional, and/or mental well-being.
But I have found that BodyTalk works better and faster than anything else. And so now people who come to my office are coming there because of the reputation of BodyTalk. And when I have students who take the class who are in medical professions and who are working in hospitals and other areas, I also encourage them to begin to practice the techniques with the people around them in order to begin that process of integration.
Reconnecting these lines of communication enables the body's mechanisms to function at optimal levels, thus preventing disease and rapidly accelerating the healing process.
People like treatments that don't have side effects. They like that a lot.
We have all seen the seeming magic our bodies can perform when functioning well.
We cannot just rely on reasoning at times to find out every detail behind a problem.
The human body is a self-healing organism. And when you tap into that and you realize you get just a few tools, you can tap into that, and in a very subtle way, you can have profound effects and you can start the healing yourself.
A cold eventually goes away. Tired muscles recoup. These are all examples of the body at work, communicating as it should and taking care of itself. BodyTalk enhances the body's internal communication and stimulates the healing process.
Well, all medical professionals, sooner or later, run into those clients who unfortunately don't respond to the ordinary interventions that we've been trained should work. And it's very frustrating for our patients and for ourselves as professionals. So BodyTalk very often provides that missing piece, that information, the subliminal information or the tipping point that some of our more stubborn cases require. For example, I recall a case of a patient who had stubborn, persistent foot lesions because of ongoing diabetes, which would take, once they appeared, would take many, many months to heal. Once we introduced BodyTalk into the formula of their patient care, without abandoning the more conventional approaches to diabetes, including diet and some insulin management, these people would respond in a matter of days or perhaps a few short weeks rather than many months of recuperation. Not only that, after recovering from a more severe acute episode, they would go on in their health maintenance program with an instrument like BodyTalk to requiring lower levels of medication and overall energy stabilization, which is very exciting for a practitioner and also for the patient.
Well, I think in today's age of working with people in the healthcare industry, I really can't fathom not having BodyTalk myself. When I talk to students or other healthcare providers about learning BodyTalk, I always try to tell them or show them in the way that this is the wave of the future, and you can treat so many different issues or symptoms with this and really get to the heart of the problem much quicker, much better. Because let's face it, especially in my field, massage therapy, where I'm not in any type of healthcare system, my work and my success of my profession is 100% based on my results that I get with my clients. And that's what BodyTalk is all about. It's effective, it gets results no matter what the malady is, and that's, as a healthcare professional, your reputation is your life. And if you have this technique and you're getting great results, you have a very busy practice and you're looked at and respected very highly.
While often utilized as a standalone system to treat many health problems, BodyTalk can also be integrated into any healthcare system to increase its effectiveness. Medical doctors and therapists have contacted us to relate amazing stories of how their patients have benefited and how their own professional lives have been enhanced.
BodyTalk is a truly amazing system that creates balance between different systems within the body. We have all of these different systems, whether they be energetic, based on, say, meridians, or physiologic, based on the heart, blood vessels, or even a system like the nervous system that has a brain and nerves that go out. All of these systems spread out through the body and communicate. What BodyTalk does is it helps those systems communicate not just with the things that they communicate with normally, but with each other. And those links allow the body to function at a higher level.
The thing I love about BodyTalk is how effective it can be in emergency situations. In fact, one of my favorite examples is a few years ago I was working at the X Games, and I was there working with some professional wakeboarders and other athletes, and one of the wakeboarders that I wasn't even paid to work on was there, had really injured his rib getting some equipment out of his truck, and they had chiropractors, medical doctors, all kind of staff looking at him. The guy couldn't even breathe, he couldn't stand up, so they said, "Hey Lynn, would you mind checking him out?" So we did some BodyTalk, and within 5 minutes the guy was up, breathing and doing great. And the funny thing was he actually, we had about 2 minutes after I was done treating before he actually had to be on the water, and he actually went out and won the gold medal. So I was really amazed by everybody.
But you don't have to take our word for it, as we have theirs. The true life accounts of BodyTalk practitioners and enthusiasts from across the spectrum of medicine, wellness, and science. Though their paths to BodyTalk may have varied, their commitment is consistent. All agree that BodyTalk's results speak to the heart of their professional calling.
In order for our body to work efficiently, our brain, our nervous system has to be aware of all the systems in the body. And due to stressful life experiences, whether that's diet, injury, illness, or just emotional stress, financial stress, overwork, often the brain or the nervous system will focus on other areas of the body and lose attention in other areas. BodyTalk is about restoring nervous system awareness to areas of the body that aren't getting full attention. They're not getting full nervous system attention, they're not getting full blood flow. And whether that's a muscle that's stuck in contraction making back pain, or it's an immune system that's locked into overdrive, and that's allergies, just resetting that nervous system awareness seems to address almost every condition that people present with at my office.
These are challenging times in healthcare, with issues ranging from lack of access to treatment options to lack of insurance to pay for them, depending on where and who you are. What about side effects from drugs, complications from surgery, or less than optimum treatment options? BodyTalk can help. And, importantly, it can help in ways nothing else can. Simple enough for the layperson to learn, effective enough for the medical professional to embrace.
What makes BodyTalk so exciting is how directly it goes to the source of people's aches and pains and medical issues, and very simply resolves them without side effects, it's just truly remarkable. And the other thing that's very exciting about BodyTalk is the excitement that the practitioners have. They are getting to experience tremendous changes in people, and they're astonished and delighted. And that's beautiful to see. It's really very, very nice. This is definitely a major component of the medicine of the future. Has to be.
BodyTalk is part of the solution to our global healthcare crisis and a needed component of healthcare everywhere in the 21st century.